Hi, I'm Mr. Cupcake of the Just Ice League, and welcome to a review and unboxing of the Wings of Glory WWI Giants of the Sky, the Handley Page O400 and the Zeppelin Staaken R.VI. The models I'll be showing you over the next few minutes are actually the Kickstarter versions of products that will be available for full retail later this month. I was really excited to back this project because when it launched, we were in our planning stages for the Aces Over Lakeland campaign along with the Lakeland Roleplaying Guild. And the air campaign, which we run, is based using the Wings of Glory rules system. So let's get to it. I'll start with the Handley Page. So as you can see, the plane comes in plastic, similar to the other models in the line. One little tricky thing is always these little tabs. Because I'm kind of gentle with my storage and transport, I have no problem crushing them in a little bit so that the plane will come out a little easier. So if you just kind of work them a little bit, you can get it to a point where the plane will just lift out. Okay, so here are all the components. You have obviously the plane, which has multiple stand pegs for tracking your altitude with the alternate altitude rules. The maneuver deck, which contains 13 maneuvers, as well as some objective cards, and of course bombing cards. You have the airplane card, the maintenance card, the management card, and then of course all the tokens. All of these components are right up to the normal quality you expect from Ares, right in line with all of the existing products, the planes expansions that they have. And of course the rule book, which explains so the rules are, specific to the Giants of the Sky. And it does include a couple scenarios. What is new for them is that they did include maps, which we'll look at closer in a few minutes, as well as an airplane comparison chart, which we'll look at closer here in a minute. The Kickstarter edition did come with ace skill cards and then a heavier duty management, as well as a certificate of authenticity. Here's a closer look at the plane. You can see the quality is right up to par with the existing line. We'll get an even better look at that when I start doing the scale comparisons. So here is the Zeppelin Staaken. Again, with the plastic, you can get your fingers in there and just kind of work down the tabs or bend the plastic. They're in there kind of snug. I found that flexing the plastic allows it to pop right out. And for future use, just pushing these tabs in like so. You work them down, the plane will just kind of set in there and pull back out with no issues. As long as you don't transport it or store it roughly, you shouldn't have any problem. And here are the components of the Zeppelin Staaken, which is essentially a mirror of the Handley Page, with obviously some changes for specific for the plane. The maneuver deck is an XA deck, X-ray alpha. And the map is a different map set, which again, we'll take a closer look at that here in a moment. And of course, here's the model. 1/14 scale, just like the other planes in the set. Again, the Kickstarter edition came with the skill decks, the heavier management card, which you can obviously see is different than the Handley Page. Here's a closer look at the model. Again, 1/144 scale, just like the rest of the line. See the detail work there. Here are the models side by side for comparison. Here are the planes in line with some of the existing models in the line, including a two-seater, the Airco DH4, a DR1, and a Gotha bomber. Here they are from the front. As you can see from the size, they truly earn their name, Giants of the Sky. The Zeppelin Staaken is significantly bigger than the Handley Page, which is still quite large compared to the Gotha. Here's an overhead shot of the planes to give you an idea of the footprint on the table as compared to each other. Okay, so after doing a little analysis of the maneuver decks, it does appear that the Handley Page is a little faster than the Zeppelin Staaken. So I set up kind of a little comparison using all of the different planes' fastest straight maneuver. So if we execute these maneuvers, we'll see that two-seater gets that far. The Zeppelin Staaken will fall in slightly behind it. The Handley Page moves just slower than the two-seater. The DR1 matches the two-seater roughly. And the Gotha comes in. So as you can see, metagaming it a little bit, there's not a terrible, accounting for the stand size, there's not a terrible difference in speed, so it won't be one of those games where the big guys are either lagging too far behind or difficult to chase. So, okay, so as mentioned earlier, each set comes with a two-sided game mat. And as you can see, if you're already familiar with the mat's release, which we'll look at here closer in a second, the artwork is pretty consistent with what Ares has done before. The mat that comes with the Zeppelin Staaken, both versions, the same set of mats, is the London East and West. And the Handley Page comes with the Industrial Complex and the trenches. This is the one I was probably most excited about because a lot of our action in the Aces campaign takes place over the front. Each one is a high quality poster. Obviously it comes folded in there, but a little bit of flattening with some books or whatever, and you should be good to go. Comparing the mats with the pre-existing, the mouse pad style mats that Ares has already released, you can easily see that the artwork is consistent. It's great artwork. So there's not a good consistent look and feel between the mats. Just like the other mats, you can see that the different features. We slide it back a little bit. Here we go. You can see that like this river lines up. So if we were to place them end to end, all of the features would line up. One thing I was a little surprised about was the fact that if you don't mind a little bit of a texture change, putting the two mats together really is not that significant a difference. Obviously, the one mat is thicker than the poster mats, but it's completely reasonable in a game, as long as you don't have that guy at the table. They marry up pretty good. My intent is to probably laminate them, if only to have a better way of using some tape or something to secure, just because I would be afraid of damaging the mat. But overall, extremely pleased. And this is a great way for a lot of gamers. I'm big on the aesthetic value of a game. So this is a good kind of a cost-effective way. You get a plane and you get a nice looking surface to play on, so you really can't beat that. And as you can see, they're consistent size. So you can do your grids and match them up and make a very compelling looking battlefield. And here is a quick look at the size comparison poster. I believe this will come in the retail version, but don't hold my feet to the fire on that. I could be wrong, but it's a nice way to see like the just the different planes, artwork, and everything like that. Could be some good something to hang on the game room wall as well. So there you have it, the Wings of Glory World War I Giants of the Sky. I'm extremely pleased with this product, and I'm really glad that I backed the Kickstarter. I think it's going to reinvigorate the game. I think it's going to give a new spin for veteran players, and it's going to also act as a draw for newer players. They see the variety that they can get out of the game, and as well as with the mats, get a good-looking game on the table very quickly. I do hope that they add the artwork for the paper mats to their existing line of the neoprene mats. That would be my only improvement that I would like to see in the future, but I think they're on the right track, and the quality is top-notch, just like you expect from Ares games. If you'd like to see these guys in action, or maybe even take them for a flight, we will be hosting a game at Recon, which is HMGS South's Spring Convention from April 28th to May 1st, 2016 in Orlando, Florida. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you have a question or like to see something closer, feel free to hit us up in the comments below or reach out to us on our Facebook, webpage, or Twitter. The links are below in the description. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And until next time, game well. Game very well.